was a total disgrace. He's leaving office in disgrace because of this pardon. And it's not just the pardon, it's the lying. Lied to the American people. According to NBC News, he and his top aides hatched a plan to lie to the American people. And then this week, he didn't even have the guts to go out to the White House podium and take questions about it. He sent Karine Jean-Pierre out there, who was also a part of the lying. And then she continued to gaslight the American people and the media. The American people ought to be pissed. But the media, the people who cover this White House, ought to be absolutely livid at the gaslighting and then the continued gaslighting and the hostility towards the idea of transparency. This is a monumental disgrace. You think 38, 39% job approval is low? Wait until we test him as he leaves office. He's going out of office as one of the least liked and most divisive presidents we've ever had.
And candidly, many of us who are institutionalists criticize Trump for coming after the Department of Justice and saying it's politicized, you can't trust it. And the language in the statement pardoning Biden could have been written by Donald Trump. This was his own attorney general that he handpicked. These were career officials within the Department of Justice who did their job without fear or favor. And it felt like Biden is leaving, kind of just echoing the same sentiment that too much of this country believes, which is that you can't trust our institutions and our chief law enforcement.
He was elected to cure Trump, and he leaves office sounding like what Trump's enemies say he sounds like.
Well, let me just say this. Let's not get too righteous, self-righteous about this, right? If you walk into a boxing match and you find out the person you're fighting is an MMA fighter, sooner or later you got to take the gloves off and get into the fight. I think what they have discovered in the White House is that everyone else is playing by these very pristine rules, while Trump is doing whatever he wants to do, whatever the heck he wants to do.
He's not.
They've got to. Yeah, but he's saying it.
The statement wasn't, "I fear that Kash Patel will come after my son." It was, "This was essentially politicized Department of Justice."
His own Department of Justice is corrupt. He said the Department of Justice is corrupt.
You can talk about the past if you want. I'm talking about the future, and the question is: are you going to leave? Are you going to leave all your people, your family, and your staff up to the place where Donald Trump and his henchmen can go after them in a political.
And here's a guy that's giving a ton of money to Africa for their natural disasters. I know families in Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina who were denied their $750 check from FEMA when they had thousands of dollars of damage to their property. When you don't put the American people first, then there should be consequences to suffer, and that this is going to go on for months, for weeks and months ahead, looking at what they've done to the American people, putting them last. And again, that's why January 20th cannot come fast.
Allow me to reiterate.
Can January 20th get here any faster?
Tanzania's commitment to regional integration and shared prosperity. We note the progress made on the development of the Robito corridor and commend the visionary leadership.
And look at your wife. We know who she voted for. Dr. Jill. We know who Dr. Jill voted for. We know. Oh, we know. We know who Dr. Jill voted for. Yeah. Hitler, the dictator, the threat to democracy. But there it is, y'all. Here's the difference, man. And again, we're only a couple days, couple weeks left. Biden gets more bad, terrible news. One of the worst presidencies ever. People might not ever vote for a Democrat ever again, especially after these last 3.5 years and seeing how their campaign went for Kamala. Yeah. We are so back. We are so back. You got one side showing power and strength, and America has a voice, and poor fella is out cold sleep, humiliating America. Snow cone on the floor, ice cream cone on the floor, strawberry ice cream sprinkles on the floor. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. 81 million votes, sir. 81 million. You just can't make this up, man. Y'all, what y'all think of this, man? Feels good to be back, don't it? It feels good that America has a voice. We actually have a leader in there, man. And I'll tell you, this Trump administration, this second term, they're not messing around. Yeah. No more falling asleep, falling down, falling off your bicycle, falling down the stairs. Don't know what's going on. You know, no more phone calls with Obama. He don't get his fourth term. Yeah. Yeah. No more going on vacations and taking naps. Well, maybe you probably can go now and go more than often. Well, no, you might even be tired because you took so many vacations this whole entire presidency. I mean, 5 vacations in a week. We don't know who's running the country. Yeah. But we're going to end it off with this beautiful clip right here. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Please welcome the President of the United States and First Lady, Jill Biden.
Someone got the cold shoulder, huh? A disgrace. An absolute disgrace. We know who you voted for, Jill. Doctor.